I was 26 when I got the job. Night security at a large private school in Odessa, Texas. Pre-K through 12th grade. One of those campuses that takes up 3 full blocks. The kind of school where the parking lot is bigger than most public parks. The pay was decent. The hours were mine to manage. And I figured watching an empty school overnight was about as low stakes as a job could get. I was wrong. My first week, I worked alongside an older guard. Raymond, mid-60s, quiet, moved like someone who'd been doing this a long time. On our first break, he told me the guard before me had been trying to leave for months. I asked him why. He just said, "Things happen here at night." Then he changed the subject. I told myself he was messing with the new guy. I was 26. I'd worked construction, warehouse jobs. I wasn't easy to spook. Raymond got transferred a few weeks later. I was on my own after that. The first thing happened on a Tuesday. I was sitting outside the kindergarten building, just taking a break, coffee thermos next to me on the bench. I set the thermos down, looked away for maybe 3 seconds. When I looked back, it had moved. Not fallen, not tipped. Slid forward about 2 inches on a flat surface with no wind. I stared at it for a long time. Then I picked it up, poured my coffee, and told myself I'd been working too many nights in a row. That's the thing about night shifts. You start second-guessing your own eyes. About 30 seconds later, a door slammed on the second floor of the main building. I grabbed my flashlight and went up. Every door was locked. Every window closed. I walked the whole floor twice. Nothing. I reported it to the director the next morning. He laughed, said I was just tired, said the building settles, said the other guards had gone through the same thing when they were new. That phrase again, the other guards. Things stayed quiet for a couple of weeks after that. Then one night, around 11, I was doing my rounds through the secondary building when I heard it. Scraping, like metal chair legs dragging across a tile floor. Coming from the second floor, I went up. The hallway was completely dark. I swept my flashlight across the classroom doors, tried each one. All locked. I pressed my face to the glass of the last room and shined the light inside. 2 kids were sitting at their desks, not moving, just sitting there in the dark, completely still, staring straight ahead. I dropped my flashlight. When I picked it up and aimed it back at the window, the room was empty. I didn't sleep that day. I called my mom and told her everything. She drove to the church, had candles blessed, and brought them to me the next morning. I felt stupid lighting them on shift, but I did it anyway, and things got quieter after that. The candles never lasted more than 20 minutes. Full candles, not small ones, burning down completely in 20 minutes flat. I started bringing new ones every week. As long as I had them, nothing happened. Then I ran out one night and didn't replace them. Told myself it was superstition. That same night, during my rounds near the kindergarten playground, I caught movement at the far end of the yard. 2 kids on the swings, moving, back and forth, slow and steady, at 2 in the morning. I stood there and watched them for a long time. Then I turned around and walked back to my booth. I didn't run, I just walked, and I started applying to other jobs that same week. A few months after I left, I heard the school was doing major renovations, expanding the kindergarten wing, adding new classrooms. During the excavation, the construction crew found remains. 2 children, buried under the kindergarten yard. No identification, no records. Estimated to have been there for decades. 2 children, the same number I saw sitting in those desks. The same number on those swings. The school never made an official statement. I don't know what happened to the remains. I just know that whatever was there at night, it had been waiting a long time for someone to finally find them. My father was a retired cop who picked up private security work on the side. This is his story. He told it to me and my siblings more than once and never changed a single detail. In the mid-1980s, a landowner named Alexander hired my father to watch over a ranch he owned in rural New Mexico. Large property, been in the family for decades. Alexander wanted to sell it, but squatters kept moving in. Simple job, stay on the property at night, keep it clear, report anything unusual. No electricity, no cell signal. Out there in the dark, the only sound was whatever was left of the wind. The first week was uneventful, except for one thing. Late on the third night, my father heard a pig scream. Not an animal sound, a scream. That high, sustained shriek anyone who's grown up around livestock knows immediately. He grabbed his flashlight and walked to the pens. Empty. The sound stopped the moment he arrived. A few nights later, he had a dream. An older woman, gray hair, maybe 65, standing over a pen, watching a pig being slaughtered. He heard that same scream. He woke up at 4 in the morning. The screaming was still happening. Outside, in the real world. He walked to the pens again. The moment he arrived, it stopped. He told Alexander about it the next morning. Alexander's face didn't show surprise. It showed something else. "Don't worry about it," he said, and changed the subject. My father was a cop for 20 years. He knew when someone was holding something back. Then came the night that changed everything. Just past 8. He was sitting in the doorway with a radio. The signal broke up. Through the static, he heard voices. 2 people, somewhere on the property, arguing. He turned the radio off and listened. Real voices, coming from behind the house. He could make out words. "I told you not to touch the animal." He drew his firearm and moved toward the sound. When he came around the back of the house, he saw them. A woman and a man, 20 yards away. The man shouting, stepping toward her. The man reached behind his back, pulled out a gun. My father dropped to the ground and drew his weapon. He heard a shot. When he looked up, nobody was there. No woman, no man, no shell casing, no blood, just the yard, just the dark. Patrol came out at dawn, walked every inch of the property. Nothing. When Alexander arrived, my father told him everything. Alexander went quiet for a long time. Then he said, "Walk with me." He told my father the history of the land. When his grandfather died, he left the property to a woman from another town, not his wife. His wife refused to leave. The other woman kept coming back, demanding her claim. One night, she arrived with her son. The son got into a fight with a family member. It turned physical. He fired. And then, in the chaos of what he'd done, he turned it on himself. Both bodies were found the next morning. The family never spoke of it again. "Every few years," Alexander said, "whoever stays here at night sees it again." The argument, the shot, same time, same location, like it's still happening. My father had one question he couldn't let go of. The man looked at me, right at me, like he actually saw me, and his face changed, like he was sorry. Alexander didn't answer for a moment. Then he said, "Maybe he was." My father finished out the week and never went back. He told us that story for the rest of his life. And every time, he'd stop at that part, the man looking directly at him, and go quiet before continuing. Like there was something in that look he never found the right words for.